all week long. Ken?
9:17, a local attorney is sharing his years of experience about love and its ups and its downs and all that stuff. The book here is called Love, Romance, and the Broken Heart. Jeff Blankenship, we have you on this morning. You have done or mediated, however we would say this, divorces, a lot of them, right?
Yeah, over the past 40 years, I have litigated, mediated, settled, resolved, tried. I have no idea how many hundreds of divorce cases, maybe more than that.
So you're kind of an expert. You're kind of, we'll call you Dr. Love, for the bad and the good, and that's why you wrote the book, right?
It is. I've seen experiences, and I've had experiences throughout the past 40 years that led to a lot of the thoughts and the questions that are raised in the poetry in my book.
I don't think, this is actually, so when you're doing, of course, no one wants to go through a divorce and that kind of thing. You really do see relationships that were once so lovely just nasty. What is that like, sitting on the other end of that, watching all that unfold?
You know, Ken, it's actually somewhat disheartening because we see relationships break up all the time for many, many different reasons. And I see people on one end of the relationship who want to finish it, end it, and people on the other end of the relationship that want to keep it going. That's part of the reason I wrote the chapter called Broken Heart. I've seen this in many of my clients. I've experienced it myself, where we see broken hearts and we know what that leads to, we know how it develops, but we don't know why. So a lot of the poetry in my book asks the questions that make people think. I don't necessarily tell them the answers, but I want them to think about the motives of the heart, the thoughts that go behind these things. So it's very probing in a lot of ways.
Take me to the beginning. When did you, and I've known you for quite some time, when did you decide, hey, I'm going to write this book? How did it all come together?
I had been writing poetry from experiences over many, many years, but I decided about a year ago to start compiling some of my poetry in a book, and then I added a lot to it over experiences from the last few years, just to put this together. And then I decided, well, you know what, let's see what people think. A lot of people seem to enjoy the poetry.
I've read it, so I like it. I think it's really good. And you have a music background, which I'm sure helped play a role in this, right?
You know, it's interesting you say that because a lot of the music and a lot of the poetry go hand in hand. A lot of it has to do with that creative side, you know, and a lot of it has to do with just having depth of heart. I like to believe in myself as a romantic, because I think I am. So a lot of thinking and probing of the mind and the heart is what went behind the poetry in this book.
Is there anything, we got 30 seconds, any little snippet you want to read out of here from
one of
the poems?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my poems is entitled Lost Love, and I will read it as quickly as possible. Some say it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved before, but it seems to me that to have loved and lost is like shutting a once open door. An open door through which one can smell the fragrance of love's sweet rose. An open door through which one can see the beauty of love's pure glow. The garden of love is alluring to all, but so elusive to be found. For everyone searches for a lifetime of love and listens closely for love's true sound, craving so deeply in their hearts the freedom that authentic love brings. But it is so sad that few ever discover the chime that love's bell rings.
Well, folks, we got it. How do we get your book? How do we?
It's on Amazon.
Okay, cool.
And you can find it on my website too. There's a link on my website.
All right, Jeff, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ken.
All right, folks, check it out. And then also, let's go to that Flying Pig breaking news. So we know the 5K has been pushed back because storms moving through the area. We're going to check in with Taylor Davis on how this is impacting everything downtown. That's after the break.
Fox 19 Now's 19.